Let's install Fedora so it lives alongside Windows for dual booting greatness. In this playlist, I'm going to install Linux alongside many different Linuxes alongside Windows. I'm going to make Fedora, Ubuntu, Mint. I don't know how many are already in this playlist. I'm recording this and editing this in a crazy order. But the idea here is to get a Windows PC, any Windows PC, Windows 10, Windows 11, whatever the case, and you have only one storage device, only one hard drive, only one SSD. So this is for the people who have only one storage device. I want to share that storage device with Windows and with Linux. In this video, Fedora Linux. There are other ways to make this coexistence possible. You can have two hard drives and other solutions. This one is for people who have only one hard drive, only one SSD, only one C drive, and want to make them coexist with one another. If you have any suggestions or any special or any need or any specific scenario, let me know and I will cover it. This is for dual booting coexistence between Linux and Windows, and the Linux in question is Fedora Linux. In this playlist, I'll have many more. I don't know how many are there already, but I have many more. Check the playlist, like, subscribe, and hype, all that good stuff. This is kind of the simplest thing, the simplest way I can present this. If you want more advanced stuff, more technical stuff, troubleshooting stuff, go to my other channel. It's called Only OzoiBeats. This is OzoiBeats. This is OzoiBeats installs Linux. The other one, it's also just OzoiBeats. All the technical hardcore stuff, it's there. And if you want to have some fun, you also have OzoiBeats games on Linux. OzoiBeats games on Linux. That's only about Linux gaming. Cool. So the idea here is to install Fedora Linux alongside Windows when you have only one single hard drive. I don't know why he did that. Okay. Let me untick this. And the idea here is to install Fedora alongside Windows. Okay. And so they can coexist. So I have here an example hard drive, which is 100. It's a 100 gigabyte hard drive, around 100 gigabyte, and it has free around 80 gigabytes. So the idea here is to get some of those 80 gigabytes. I don't know, 20 gigabytes, 15 gigabytes. It's plenty for any Linux box. Steal some of that free space and install Linux there. So of course, I'm not going to take out the existing Windows. That's not that's not the idea here. I did that on other video on the playlist. I don't know when I'm going to edit this, that I did a full install on a real computer, and I just destroyed everything that was inside it. I did not have a care in the world. I just wanted to get rid of whatever was there and get only Fedora Linux. And I did that on an actual physical computer. Here, I'm going to make sure that they live alongside one another. Fair warning, this is not a real machine. I mean, it is in a way. It's based on virtual machines. If you don't know what a virtual machine is, don't worry too much. This is not a physical machine per se. I'm not going to do this in a physical machine because it's simpler for me just to make a series of videos around this easily for me. Go check the other video where I install Fedora on a real hardware. It's very similar. It's very similar except the part where I make things coexist, of course. But the procedure, the process itself, it's very similar. Here, I'm just doing this on a virtual machine because it's easier. But the technique and the procedure itself, it's basically this. It's the same thing from one point on, which I'm going to show you. It's basically the same thing, the same techniques, the same idea, the same concepts. But by doing this way, it's much easier for me just to do a series of videos, and it's easy for me. So I have a Windows machine here, and it has 80 gigabytes free. And I'm going to take, I don't know, some space. I don't know how much. It doesn't take much, 20 gigabytes, 16 gigabytes. It's fine. So I have a working machine, and I'm going to reboot this machine to the Linux installation. Okay. So this is going to be slightly different than I shown you when I installed. Of course, I don't want this. I just don't want this. I'm going to get this, and I'll see you in a few seconds. This is the option of this specific environment that allows me to boot from a specific device. I'm not going to specify a select a USB device. I'm not going to boot from USB, but it will be just the exact same thing. Okay, you'll see that in a second. So this is basically the same thing you would see if you booted from a USB pen drive. Same thing. Everything I'm doing so far until I specify, it's completely non-destructible. Okay, I'm not destroying Windows yet, or I'm not going to destroy Windows at all in this video. But I'm touching nothing on the system at this point. I'm touching nothing, absolutely nothing, and get Fedora going and getting installed alongside the whatever Windows installment you have there. So can Fedora and Windows can coexist, and you can choose to boot from one or the other. Well, there it is. It's booting. So again, this machine is not the fastest that exists. It's plenty good for these videos, and I'm going to use it many times. And this is exactly what you'll see when I install other Linuxes like Ubuntu, Mint, whatever the other ones I will install in the future. I don't know yet. I have my list somewhere. So it's installing. Let me sip my coffee. There it is. No stress. Just wait. And there we go. So this is our beginning of the stage. So if you have seen it, and you should see that video, me installing a physical machine, you get at this point. It's the same thing. For now, I got nothing done. Okay, nothing was destroyed. I just booted to a what they call live environment. And let's start the install procedure. I really love this desktop. It's this wallpaper. It's very nice. So we just wait. Again, in your computer, most likely you'll get things done faster because you probably have a faster PC than this one. And now you observe. Okay, you just do what seems to be the logical thing to do. Sorry for but I have a slight cold, which is kind of weird. Okay. United States English, it's fine. Keyboard, let's select our own keyboard layout. As you can see here, it's English. I'm going to add, and you're going to add whatever input source you want to add. Mine is not here. I'm going to click here. I'm going to find it. So if you've seen, and you should check that video out, the installation of a physical machine or in a real computer, it's basically the same thing. When you are happy, just close this off, and we'll go next. So here we make our decision. Do you want to share our disk, which is the thing we want? Use the entire disk. This is going to remove whatever it is there, just to get the only thing we keep is Fedora. And you can do things more manually, but we want to share, okay? We want to share. But if you click share, let's see what happens. If you click share, you go next here. The only disk or the only available space that makes sense to make things coexist, it's this guy here, okay? So we want to shrink, you want to make space for Fedora, right? So you want to give Fedora, I don't know, let's give it 10 gigabytes. But the button that does that, it's unavailable here. It's grayed out. Like you should have one like this one. We don't have it. That's fine. Close this off. Still use the first option, but click this what's called ellipsis. These three dots here, and click Launch Storage Editor. Launch. Before we continue, until now we did nothing. We did no changes. Just give me this. Let me give you an FYI. The best way to test Linux, in my opinion, is to have a machine only for that. So get a spare machine, a spare laptop, spare desktop, doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be something greatly performant. Just get one, okay? Do your experimentations there. Go back to my videos where I teach you how to build a USB pen drive, how to boot from the pen drive, and how to install a fresh machine. Because if you do something wrong, nothing was lost. Okay? And also back up your data. If you are going through this route that you will make things coexist, if you're going through this route, fine, cool, but make a copy of more important stuff before that. Okay? If things go wrong, don't come at me. If things go wrong, do not come at me. I'm not responsible for mistakes, technical errors, malfunctions. Okay? If you want to test Linux, test in a physical different machine. If you don't have any chance to do anything differently, you need to share. Don't come at me. Back up your stuff, and good luck. Okay? So this is my full disk. I want to make 10 gigabytes. I'm going to make 10 gigabytes available. These ones are just too small, and this is the whole disk. Don't touch the whole disk. This is the space I want to make space. I click the ellipses. I'm going to make shrink. Okay? And I'm going to make space. So if it's 106, 96, 86, let's give it a round number just because I am like that. Okay? I'm shrinking the size. So I'm making, in technical terms, this is the space I'm going to still give to Windows. The rest is for Fedora. I confirm and I shrink. If you see this, don't stress. It can happen. Right here, there's an explanation and the solution. Okay? So it says to go to Windows and run check disk /F and reboot it twice. So there are some errors on the drive. That's fine. If you want to carry on, you just do as they say. I'm going to cancel this. I'm going to reboot my computer into Windows, and we're going to carry on from there. Okay, let's do the check disk as you suggested. So my recommendation is before you shut down your Windows to start the Fedora installation, make sure you have no pending updates, nothing pending, nothing waiting. Just cleanly shut it down. You can avoid this, but it happened to me, so fine. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to start menu. I'm going to type CMD, right click it, and run as administrator. That's it. You say yes. Okay. Now I'm going to do it. /F. Oops. Exactly like Fedora it told me to. Would you like to scale as long as within and restarts? Yes. So the disk is in use. All right. The disk is in use. So it means that it needs to restart to do the changes. That's why Fedora told me to do so. Now I'm going to restart, and I'm going to allow Windows to fix its thing. So it happened to me. It's not very common that this happens like this. It's not very common, but I'm glad it did. So you guys can see it happen with someone with lots of experience, which is me. So probably I did a more forceful shutdown, or shutdown maybe just went wrong. Maybe I had some pending update. It doesn't really matter at this point. So basically, something was not correct, and check disk needs to be run. And I'm going to do it twice. Fedora said twice, or it said 3 times. I'm going to do it twice. I think it said twice, right? And well, apparently yes, there was some problems with the disk, and if the disk has issues, not the disk physically, but the operating system, it needs to be fixed so Fedora can shrink it. Most likely this will not happen to you. It happened to me. I'm glad that it did, so you guys can see it in real time happening and how to fix it. This is it is good because now I will have a healthier Windows file system, and things will just go correctly with Windows. Okay, so no big of a deal. Just let's do this. So again, I don't know if I already said this in this video. If you check my ozibits, I have my ozibits channel. It's a fully technical troubleshooting advanced stuff on Linux and Cisco and networking. ozibits games on Linux, it's about gaming, and ozibits installs Linux. It's the one you are watching currently. Okay. So I'm not going to go into much details in this channel. Go to the ozibits for all the nitty and gritty stuff there. So I'm going to reboot it at least once, let it successfully reboot to the desktop. And again, this machine is not the most performant machine of all time. Okay. So one reboot it's done. And I'm going to restart it once more. And I'm not going to, guys, wait too much. I'm going to fast forward through this. But another reboot, I don't remember if Fedora said twice. It was twice, right? Because it was twice, it was not thrice. So I'm going to let this reboot go until the end. I'm gonna power off the machine cleanly, as clean as I can. And then we come back to the point we were trying to shrink the partition where we left off. Okay, now we're back where we left off. And now we can continue. Let's try to see what happens to see if we don't go here, but we go here to the default location. Now we have the option to shrink. Okay? See? No big of a deal. Run check disk /F, reboot 2 times, and you are here. Now the option is there. Okay? But we had to go through here to reveal that thing. So next, we're going to click here. I'm going to get some free space going. This should be good enough. Click resize. It's going to shrink. Reclaim space. Do you want to encrypt? It's your call. I'm not going to complicate life to you, so don't encrypt for now. That's something you can do in the future, but for now, don't encrypt. I'm going to click next. Okay. It's going to install here. Okay. And let me double check here. So it's going to resize this from this to that. Fine. And the remaining disk space is going to take advantage of it automatically. We could do all of this manually. Don't do that for now. Just let Fedora decide for you. When you get more experienced, then you can decide for yourself. Let's just check one more time. Okay. This disk is going to get this size from this. Our newly acquired space is going to be used like this. I understand. I install. And now we wait. There's nothing you can do now but wait. I'll get back to you when this finishes and update you the results. Okay. So let's follow along. What do we have here? Nothing. That's fine. Reboot your system. Exit. Let's see if something happens. If not, we'll just trigger the update or the reboot. Yeah, so we can carry on using the computer as normal, or just go here, click here, restart, because live CD, what that's called the live CDs, which means that you can keep using the computer as normal. And now we just wait. Our virtual machine is going to boot. If it was a real kind of a real PC, it will be the same thing. There you have it. You can boot Fedora Linux or boot Windows. Let's boot Fedora because it's quicker. And then you can just confirm that Windows still works, which will work fine. Again, this is not the most fastest, the greatest computer in the world. So it will take a while to get things going. But just be patient. Again, I advocate this. If you want to experiment with Linux, and you should, get a spare PC. Because if something happens with that PC, it's fine to just do it again. If you're doing this in your own computer, if you are sharing the SSD or sharing the storage with Fedora, that's how you do it. But there are other situations where you can have a secondary storage device to get Fedora there, and do not mix the two. There are other options. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to explore other options with you, if you don't want to split the disk, the hard drive, the storage between the two. And of course, I've done this thousands of times, so I'm quite relaxed doing this. But if it's the first time you're doing, you are probably a little bit more stressed. It's normal. Be patient. Do backups. Save your stuff, because if something goes wrong, you have your stuff saved. Or else, good luck. If something goes wrong, don't come at me, okay? So now we reboot. Oh, cannot reboot yet. Or can we? No, let's just finish this. English, Portuguese. Take your pick. I have the option. Time zone. And if you want to enable third-party repositories, you should, because they have lots of good stuff there. Hit next. Full name, password. Okay, let's do what he says. Yeah, I use Ozoi on the password, but let me see if he can, if he allows me. Okay, it's a weak password, but you let me do it. Start using, and we are here. So now let's just let's see if we can reboot. And we restart, and now we test Windows. As soon as I see the Windows logo, I'm comfortable that he will just start booting, and I will start to make my outro. Yep, Windows is booting as normal. So what did we learn? We learned how can we install Fedora Linux so it can coexist with Windows with one single hard drive, or start on one single SSD. So follow along. I'm glad that we had to do the check disk stuff, because some people run into that and they don't know what to do. In your case, it may not happen. If you did a full update and a clean shutdown, it should not happen. But if you happen to see that you don't have that the resizing at the first option, and you are forced to go to the three dots, then you do the check disk, and it should be okay. So Windows is booting. I'm just trying to see if it boots successfully. I'm sure it is, but I just want to make sure that it did, so I can reassure you it's still booting. While it does, like, subscribe, hype, and comment. Go to the FedoraDualBoot channel. That channel is all about the technical stuff. Actually, I will make a video about that check disk thing. Yeah, I think I will. Anywho, there you go. Windows is booting. You should see Windows popping any second now. And again, this is taking so long because this computer, it's not the fastest. So don't take it personally. It's just my PC being slow, because it is kind of slow, but it gets the job done, and I'm happy with that. So again, FedoraDualBoot for all the full technical stuff. FedoraDualBoot games on Linux for gaming. FedoraDualBoot install Linux, which is the one you are watching right now, for all the install stuff. And well, that's pretty much it. So if you want to install FedoraDualBoot, install Linux gaming, FedoraDualBoot gaming, games on Linux, and FedoraDualBoot for all the hardcore technical stuff. There you have it. Windows is up and running. He's happy. I'm happy. Like, subscribe, hype, and comment. And we'll see you in the next one.